Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be doing a review on something a little bit different, and that is the Kobalt 80V snowblower. Here is the Kobalt 80V snowblower from Lowe's. I believe this is an online only purchasable item. But anyways, it basically comes in some very large sections. So the handlebars will come in one. These quick release things will come in another setup. They just twist on with these knobs here. The control unit comes with the 2 screws there to just put on, but all the cables and everything are automatically run inside the box. The chute you have to put on with 2 little screws here. But yeah, everything else comes pretty much ready to go outside of the box. Here is the battery compartment, and as you can see, it features 1 active battery and 1 inactive battery, so you can keep an extra fully charged, ready to go, easy to swap them out. As you can see, we're using the 6 amp hour battery, which is the largest 80V one Kobalt offers. So it should provide the best performance out of this unit, but they do offer some smaller ones. Up here on the handlebar, has a nice foam grip. Also has controls for your front lights as well as the 2-speed controller. And you can see a battery indicator just like some of the other products in this lineup. Fully charged battery, ready to go. So as you can see, there's about 4 inches of pretty powdery snow since it's been pretty cold, but about 6 inches down by the street where the plows just come by. So let's go ahead and do a demo for you guys of the snowblower. Now the driveway itself is about 30 feet wide and about 30 feet deep. I do need to measure that depth measurement, but I think that's about right. So hopefully that gives you guys a little bit of an area calculation in terms of the battery life and stuff with the 6 amp hour battery, and again, some pretty powdery snow. So let's go ahead and test it out and see how it does. Well, that's weird. That's not good. Okay, well, here's a slight issue. The speed switch no longer works. Power button doesn't work, and the thing's just running. That's not good. Just under 7 inches. Nine inches. Alright, so as you guys can see, I just finished up blowing the driveway, and I think I'm going to warm up for a little bit before I come back and give you guys my impressions, because I am just about frozen. But one thing I want to mention is that I think I severely underestimated how much snow is actually out there. There's definitely 6 inches close up to the garage, but down by the street, as you guys saw in the GoPro footage, it was pushing at 10 inches where the plow drove by. So needless to say, I'm pretty impressed, but I'll come back with my final impressions here in a second. Okay, so now that I'm a little bit warmer now, let's go over my impressions of using the snowblower. Now, this is my second use of the snowblower. I did use it one other time about a week ago, and that was with about 3.5 to 4 inches of wetter snow, so not quite as much as today. Again, I went out there today, and it was anywhere between 5 up near the garage, all the way down to 10 inches down where the plow had just plowed the street. Again, this was a little bit of a puffier, lighter snow, so a little bit easier for the snowblower to shoot, but I'd say roughly equivalent to the wetter snow I had the other day. But overall, I'm very pleased with the performance of the snowblower. Again, being a battery-powered snowblower, one would assume it's not quite as powerful as a gas equivalent, but I'd say it is plenty powerful for the vast majority of residential applications. Especially if you already happen to have Kobalt's 80-volt mower or other tools with this battery system. I would say it is definitely worth the money. Now, in terms of how it performed, as you can see from the video, it shot the snow a good distance. I'd say roughly 15 feet. It was shooting the snow over to the side, which is plenty. Again, I went out and actually measured with a laser distance measure our driveway, and it's 30 feet wide by about 34 feet deep. So definitely a sizable residential driveway, and again, I think it did plenty fine. You could see from the video that it lasted through the entire job, so that is pretty impressive in itself, that it blew that much snow off this size of driveway on a single charge. Now, in terms of the functionality and how the snowblower works, obviously there's a control for the shoot switch up on the handles. I think it feels kind of chintzy, I'm not gonna lie. But it does the job. It actuates the chute via a cable mechanism. Everything else is pretty straightforward in terms of the 2-speed switches up on the handlebar, as well as the light switch on and off. But you can see from the video, I actually had an issue where the safety switch, once released, the snowblower still ran. So something up in the handlebar was messed up when I was using it this last time, and allowed the snowblower to continuously run despite not having the safety bar pulled and held down. So that's a little concerning. I'm not gonna lie that there was a safety switch issue. It is very easy to push as it has these plastic front skis on the front corners, but if you have a slope driveway like we do, it's definitely much easier to either push it side to side or down the slope instead of up the slope, just due to how slick and everything is out there with the snow. And this isn't really the nicest build quality in terms of a product out there, as most of it's just cheap plastic, but overall I think it is durable enough for most residential applications. I wouldn't really consider this for any sort of commercial work because I'm sure it would wear out very quickly. but for residential use, I think it's adequate. Now, in terms of comparing it to a gas equivalent, we do have a little 2-stroke gas-powered snowblower that we've been using for years, and I'd say it is definitely the perfect equivalent to this. I believe that one's a 21-inch, this one's 22 technically, but I definitely think it's the equivalent snowblower. And I have to say it's way more enjoyable to use the Kobalt. The battery ones are quiet, and they don't make you smell like gas fumes after you get done using the snowblower. So you can go outside, do your job in the driveway, and your clothes and everything don't immediately stink after you get done using it like you would with a gas-powered one. Now, a 4-stroke might not be as bad as the 2-stroke, but still. And one last thing I wanted to touch on here is the price point and availability. Now, the Kobalt 80V lineup is from Lowe's, and I believe that is an online-only item, so you have to order this online. And again, these 80V tools are pretty expensive, I'm not gonna lie. The snowblower tool only, like we bought it here since we actually already have the mower, is $349. And I believe the snowblower kit with the 6 amp hour battery is either $499 or $599. So this does come with different sizes of batteries depending on which kit you want to buy. But basically the tool only is $349 and the kits add about $100 or $200 onto the price depending on what size battery you'd like. Now again, like I mentioned earlier, if you already have the Kobalt 80V lineup, I think it's a no-brainer to upgrade to a battery-powered snowblower like this. Now if you don't have a 80V lineup already and you're looking into battery snowblowers, I definitely consider whether or not you would buy any of the 80V tools to go along with this snowblower, because obviously the more tools and everything you can use with one battery, the better it is on your costs and everything like that, and not having to have so many different chargers for different tool lineups and everything like that. It just keeps everything more organized, more neat, and again, you can use one battery for a whole bunch of different outdoor equipment. So with all that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video and found it helpful. If you did, please hit that like button, it definitely helps me out. Also, let me know down in the comment section below what you guys think of the Kobalt 80V snowblower. Let me know if you guys happen to have one already. I know this has been out for a couple years now. But yeah, I'm really happy with it other than that safety switch issue. That's a little sketchy, but we'll see through the rest of the winter how it holds up. If you guys want a follow-up video or want any follow-ups later on the season, let me know and I might be able to do that for you guys. But anyways, if you guys are new to the channel, please consider subscribing. And as always, I'll see you guys in the next video.